Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, race 10 tonight. I am 5-4 in my picks. Obviously, we raced with heavy hearts with the passing of Kyle Busch yesterday. Former winner in the Truck Series, 69 of them suckers, by the way, most all time. The number 7 truck was initially supposed to be driven by Kyle Busch this weekend. DirtCars.com, they're Inspired Motorsports. We found out yesterday morning that Corey Day was going to take that ride because Kyle went to the hospital with severe illness. We found out later he passed away later on in the day. So we're going to race. We're going to move on. Corey Day is going to do the best that kid can in that number 7, all in the memory of Kyle Busch. Can he win it? That'd be pretty cool. We know what Kevin Harvick did in the memory of Dale, his second race. So we'll see if Corey Day can do the same thing this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. All right, the North Carolina Education Ladder 200. Now, again, all this matters on what the weather is going to do. We know it's supposed to rain this weekend in Charlotte. We could have a triple header on Monday. That could be very interesting. We got lights at Charlotte, so we can wait all night if we need to. 200 miles, 134 laps, 3 stages, 30, 30, and 74. The last 8 races has had 7 cautions. This is a unique stat. Of the last 8 races, there's been 7 cautions 3 times. There's been 5 cautions 4 times. There's been 3 cautions once. And it's actually gone in that order. 3 years of 7 cautions, 4 years of 5 cautions, and then last year had 3. 3 of the last 8 winners started 3rd, 4th, and 5th, so started in top 5. Now, we don't have Corey Heim in this race. On intermediate tracks this year, on the last few years, on the 1.5 miles, we're talking about Vegas, Kansas, Texas, Charlotte, the last 20 races, Corey Heim has 5 wins, 4.71 average finish. He's not in this race. We have Brandon Jones in the number 1 for Tricon Garage. We have William Swalwich in the number 5 for Tricon Garage. The number 7 was supposed to initially have Kyle. Then there was a rumor it was going to be Carson, and the official word came out it was going to be Corey Day. The number 4 will have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. The number 25, Colic Ram, will have Travis Pastrana. The 45 will have Ross Chastain. The 71, Shane Van Gisbergen, and the 77, Connor Zellage. So in the 3 trucks this week for Spire, we'll have Corey Day, Connor Zellage, and Shane Van Gisbergen. That could be fun. All right, on those 1.5 mile tracks in the last 20 truck races, Daniel Hemrick average finish 8.2, Carson Hocevar 9.15 with 2 wins, Ross Chastain 9.33 in a win, Grant Enbinger 10.85 in a win, Chandler Smith 11.3 in a win, Stuart Friesen 12.45 in a win. Now, if you look at those same 1.5 mile tracks in the last 10 races, Christian Eckes 5.83, Carson Hocevar 6.3 with 2 wins. Now, I only have Carson written down because, again, initially Carson was supposed to be in the 7, and so I went with that when I made all this information. And I knew Kyle wasn't, so I didn't add his stats in here as well. Ross Chastain 7.0, Daniel Hemrick 8.2, Caden Honeycutt 9.375, and Grant Baker 12.3. In the last 5 races on the intermediate tracks, Ross Chastain 7.0, Christian Eckes 8.0, Daniel Hemrick 8.2, Lane Riggs 9.0, Ben Rhodes 10.8. Now, in just the last 4 truck races at Charlotte, which is 2023 through last year, Ross Chastain had an average finish of 1.5, Grant Baker 4.25, Caden Honeycutt 5.5, Christian Eckes 7.0, Daniel Hemrick 8.0, Ben Rhodes 8.5. Average running position for those 4 races, Ross Chastain 4.9, Caden Honeycutt 6.54, Daniel Hemrick 8.18, Christian Eckes 9.06, and Lane Riggs 10.10. So we are halfway through the regular season for the Truck Series. We have 9 races down, 9 races to go until we figure out who in the top 10 will run for the chase for the championship. So right now, Caden Honeycutt leads the way. He's got that win. He's plus 151 to the cut line. So he's got more than right at 2 races to the cut line with 9 to go. Lane Riggs with the win. He's minus 38 from the points lead, but plus 113 to the cut line. Chandler Smith with a win, minus 39. Those front row motorsports trucks, they are 1 point apart. Both have won this year. He is plus 112 to the cut line. That's Chandler Smith. Giro Ruggiero is fourth in points. He's minus 61 to the top, plus 90 to the cut line. What could have been if Giro would not have got black flagged at Watkins Glen, which NASCAR realized the mistake they made. Was people make mistakes, and they get that. As long as they're going to make it right, I have no problem with people making mistakes. Unfortunately, once they realized the mistake, went to fix it, Gio had already pitted, got 4 tires and filled it up. You can't place, at that point in time, you cannot move him to the front with 4 fresh tires. Not really fair to everyone else. But, and unfortunately, it's not fair to him. They wouldn't have pitted it, they would have been up front, but they pitted because they were in the back. So, unfortunately, that couldn't have been right at the time, so they were unable to do that. That could have made the difference there for Ruggiero. We'll see. Hopefully, that doesn't come down to at the end of the year. But hopefully with the, because obviously with the point reset for the chase, somebody out there is going to go, well, if he would have won this race, he would have had this many points. He would have finished here. He would have done this. So somebody's going to do it, but let's not go down that rabbit hole. Fifth in points, Ty Majeski plus 81. Christian Eckes 6 plus 75. Ben Rhodes plus 50. Jake Garcia plus 17. Stuart Friesen plus 12. And then we have a hornet's nest here. Tyler Ingham currently plus 10. Daniel Hamrick minus 10. Brandon Butterball Queen minus 10. And Justin Haley minus 11. So we have 2 Rams sitting at 12th and 13th in points. Only 11 points out of the chase. Andres Perez minus 40. Tanner Gray minus 40. Brandon Baker minus 42. Dalton Sutton minus 57. Minnie Terrell minus 68. Cole Butcher minus 86. And Chris Wright, currently 20th in points, minus 89. Those are the only 20 drivers that are eligible for the run for the chase. We found out last week that Corey LaJoie, the waiver that the team was requesting, was denied. Not sure why. I think I have an idea why. I think because we look back at precedent. Precedent's always, it's like, I know everybody's like, what about? No, it's all about precedent. Has this scenario happened before? Yes, okay. How did it go? What is different between that and this? So back in 2020, when Kyle Larson got suspended and eventually fired from Chip Ganassi Racing, Matt Kenseth took over the car. Matt Kenseth missed 4 races. That was obviously during COVID, so it ended up being later. Matt Kenseth was granted a waiver. If he would have won a race, he would have made the playoffs. The difference here, Corey LaJoie had no intention on running full time. Corey LaJoie was only running a couple of races for the 25 truck for Colic. When Daniel Dye had his little incident, ended up getting suspended and then resigning from Colic Racing, Corey LaJoie went from, I'm not running only just maybe a couple of races at that, to I'm going to translation my points to the Truck Series now, because I think he was getting points in the Cup Series, to let's get a waiver. I think the fact that he wasn't declared for points, he was declared for points in another series, and then he decided to declare for points in the truck, and then ask for the waiver. I think the combination of all that is why they didn't get it. I don't know if he was going to be able to make the chase even with the waiver. So I hate it for Colic Racing. I hate it for Corey LaJoie, but I kind of understand it to a point. Because, yes, it is similar to the Matt Kenseth 2020 situation, but it's still kind of different because Corey had declared for points. Matt Kenseth hadn't declared for points for anything. He just wasn't racing. So I think that's where the little difference lies. But as we resumed racing today, with obviously the heavy hearts of Kyle Busch, North Carolina Education Ladder 200 from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the 4 picks to win. Well, I got 3 of them here. I got to decide on the 4th one. Ross Chastain, Caden Honeycutt, Christian Eckes. Those are the 3 picks, 3 of the 4 picks. Now, my 4th pick was going to be Carson Hocevar, but he's not going to be in the 7. If Kyle was in the 7, it would have been Kyle. You know what? I'm going to go Corey Day. So the 4 picks, Ross Chastain, Caden Honeycutt, Christian Eckes, Corey Day. Alright, as always, stay tuned to Rubber Sports Show for the Cup preview and the O'Reilly Auto Starts preview as we continue the weekend. It is the greatest weekend in racing. We have the Indy 500, the F1 Grand Prix, I think is in Montreal, and then obviously the Coca-Cola World 600. Sorry, aging myself. Coca-Cola 600 on Sunday evening there on Prime. As always, thanks for watching Rubber Sports Show. Let's have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports content.